Hey, what up everybody, it's Sinny, and this is Gems of War on PS4. And today, I'm gonna do part 5 of my Delve guide. Finally, it's the finale. How to do pure faction in Delves. Now you gotta use all your skills from the first 4 videos. You gotta know how to farm, part 1. You gotta know how to upgrade your quality and horde level, part 2. You gotta know how to do high level delves, part 3. And you gotta know how to do the events, part 4. And combine all of that together and it'll help you get pure faction done. Pure faction is a high level thing for people that are really far into the game. Not really something you should worry about until you're got nothing else to do basically in the delves, but I'm going to show you how to do it. Right here it says best delve using the factions team. So that's how you get points for that. You have to use just troops from this faction in the delve to get points for that. So my suggestion is wait for there to be an event on a faction that you have the highest horde level, your quality at 10 obviously, the highest horde level, all of your troops at mythic, all of your troops traded up. I'm doing it today because there's a new faction right now, the Wild Court. So I went into the Wild Court. I had a bunch of chaos shards saved up from farming, right, from part 1, and I upgraded my horde level and quality, part 2, right. So I got it way up there, so my stats are higher. So when you're using a pure faction team, it's gonna be weaker than like other teams that you're gonna use to go really far into the delve. So when you have to use a pure faction team, you gotta use specifically the troops from that faction, and some of them are gonna be weak, and it's gonna be a lot harder. So you need as many stats as you can get. So you could even go up to like level 200 horde level here and get a bunch more stats, you know. Like the higher you go up, the more stats you'll get. And just check out part 2 to see how you do that. But you just have to get treasure, add it in, use a bunch of gold, chaos shards to get treasure, to get these stats up higher. I didn't want to blow my whole wad, so I only went to like 123. I was really just trying for 122 for that 11th magic. But yeah, and make sure your horde quality's at 10, which it will be if you go that high in level. But that's how you get high stats, so it's not as hard to use the faction's troops, to use pure faction. And you have to use it for all 4 troops have to be from that faction. You cannot use your hero, you cannot use one other troop. It doesn't matter, you have to use from that faction, the troops from that faction. So you're also going to want to get them ascended and traded and everything before you go for pure faction also. So go to the Wild Court, and I got them as far as I could without spending way too much. Got this one to legendary, legendary, mythic, and mythic, and they're all fully traded. You can do this with chaos shards, you'll get more copies. So you got to farm a lot, and then you got to upgrade your horde level and quality, and just try to have as many stats as you can so it's not so hard when you're using just the faction's troops. And I recommend doing this during an event, because whenever an event comes around, you get to start from scratch. You get to start at level 20. If you're just going through the game normally and you're leveling up your delves, you're trying to get the pets and all that, so you're just doing high level delves, going through them. You've done an event before maybe, so you're up at level 100 or 200 or 300, let's say, and now you decide you want to do pure faction. Well, you don't want to start at level 300. That's going to be way too hard. So what you want to do is just wait till an event comes around, because you can start back at level 20 and start getting points for your pure faction. And also you can use the potions. So I bought every single potion here. You might want to wait till you have enough gems to do this as well. So it's going to take a lot of gems, a lot of chaos shards, maybe some orbs, a lot of gold, a lot of treasure. That's why it's a high level, top tier thing to do in the game that you should wait till the very end to do, is pure faction and delves. You don't even need to do pure faction At least not very far to get the pets. You have to do it to like get the pets to mythic, but just to get one pet, just to put it on your shoulder, you don't even have to do purification for that. But yeah, wait till an event comes around, because then you can use all these potions: enchantment, explosion, rejuvenation, armor, or that's the weapon, blessing, shielding, and power. You can use all these, plus you'll get more treasure and more sigils and stuff like that. So that's the best time to do it. Get your stats up as high as you can, get your troops ascended as high as you can, fully traded, and then wait for the event to come around, buy all the potions. Then you'll have a huge advantage for your pure faction team that's at a disadvantage because it's weaker troops you have to use. So let's go in here and use our wild court troops so we can do pure faction. And I don't even know the order at the moment. Let's just put them all in there first. I think that's the order, actually. Maybe red cap goes down here. Is this the tank? Okay, no, hold on. Deal 26 da, da, da. This might be the tank right here. Reduce damage from skulls by 33%. Okay. I'm gonna try this. I might switch it around. But this is just the easiest one anyway, so it doesn't matter. It's suggesting the hunter's banner. 2 green, 1 red. Yep, let's do that. No, that's it. Let's take that. Alright, so this is pure faction. I'm using the troops from the wild court in a wild court event, or you can do it in your daily delves as well, but then you won't have your potions. Then you'll be starting wherever you're at in the delve. You can't go backwards. Whatever level you're at, that's where you're gonna have to start. So the only other way to do pure faction is to do it along the way as you level your delves. So like say, okay, whenever I hit level 50, I'm gonna do pure faction. Then when I get to 100, I'm gonna do pure faction. Then when I get to 200, I'm gonna do pure faction. That's the only other way to do that. Let's take the skull. That's going to explode, gain life and attack, boosted by green gems, destroyed, and gain barrier. This is deal 53 true damage to an enemy. If the enemy has a hunter's mark, fairy fire all enemies. That's cool. Oh, it does have a hunter's mark, so bam, everybody's fairy fired. Let's explode. Green gems destroyed. So find a bunch of green gems. There's 3 of them. So we got some barriers on. Pretty good. What's this one do? Drain up to 12 mana from an enemy. Create red gems equal to the mana drained. So we can drain this guy. Some red mana. Here's some more skulls. Bam. Bam. And if I want to place high in this event, so I'm probably going to do every single room. So I don't know if this is the best way to do this video, but this is a pure faction team. This is how you do it. You'll just go through the event with your team that is using only the troops from the wild court. If it's the wild court event, if it's the Hall of Guardians event, you only use troops from the Hall of Guardian. If it's All-Seeing Eye event, you only use troops from the All-Seeing Eye. Can't use your hero. Let's at least get this one done, I guess. I probably should have leveled it up a little more before I pushed record, but just showing it from Jump Street, I guess. Let's fairy fire all enemies. 20% to all enemies. Nice. So we need to get that guy up more often. He does damage to all enemies. I should probably put a bunch of him in the team. Should I just head straight there? I mean, I kind of want to go for leaderboard since I did so many potions, but since it's a let's not do that since it's a pure faction video. I guess I'll sacrifice my score. So this is not an event video. This is not how you get a high score. This is how you get pure faction done. So you just head straight to the boss. So use only the factions team. We want to get this guy up. He's really all that matters right now. So use only the factions troops. Try to ascend them as high as possible. Man, this guy needs to get his mana already. Green gems destroyed. Here we go. I just want to get done with this. Here we go. Bang. But yeah, pure faction. I recommend doing it on events, because you get to start from level 20. I would just wait to do pure faction until you're ready. So you pick a faction. Which one do you want to do pure faction on? You pick that. You get it ready to go. You upgrade its horde quality, its horde level as high as you can. You get all the troops ascended, all traded up. This is what you're doing in preparation to do pure faction. Then you wait for an event to come around, and you buy all the potions. So you have to save up gems as well. You buy all the potions, and that's when you do pure faction. There's also deeds now. There wasn't deeds when I started this delve guide. There's also deeds now, and if you level up your kingdom high enough, now that kingdoms can be leveled higher and higher, whatever kingdom is associated with the faction that you want to do pure faction on, you can get plus 25 to all stats, plus 25% to all stats, if you upgrade your power level or your kingdom level high enough for the kingdom that's associated with whatever faction you're trying to do. So I need to get Fairy Fire and then do that guy. That'd be the best way to do it. There we go, there's one down. Pure faction. Look at that renown, 80 renown. And that's what pure faction is going to do for you. It's going to give you more renown when you can't get it anymore. Say you went all the way to level 500 with like an Iron Gut team or a Gob Truffle team. You got your horde level to 100. You didn't die getting there. So you've got all the points you could possibly get, and now you're like, how the heck do I get any more points on this faction so I can get more copies of the pet and stuff? Well, the way you do that is pure faction. And you just saw me get a ton of renown for doing this. That's because I haven't done any delving in this faction because it's brand new, and I just decided this is the one I'm gonna do pure faction on first, so I can make this video. And it was just a good time because the event was today. But that's how I'd recommend doing pure faction. There's other ways to do it, but they're slower, they're more risky, and it takes like more thought, you know. This is just a bunch of preparation beforehand, which you're gonna need to do anyway. Like I said, this is like way in-game. This is like one of the most in-game things you can do in Gems of War is pure faction delves. So you're gonna just have to prepare. You're gonna have to take into account all 4 parts of my first delve guide, my first 4 parts of the delve guide. You're gonna have to know how to farm. You're gonna have to know how to do horde quality and level. You're gonna have to know how to go very far in events, or very far in delves, and you're gonna have to know how to do events. And after you can know all that stuff, you can save up chaos shards, get your troops fully ascended, fully traded. Excuse me. Even level up your associated kingdom so you can get that extra 25% stats. Make sure your horde level's up high enough to where you're comfortable with your stats. Everybody's ascended, fully traded. Then buy all the potions. Wait for that event to come around for whatever faction you're ready to do pure faction in. Wait for that event to come around, and then buy all the potions. Now you got tons of stats, fully ascended, fully traded, tons of stats, and all the potions. Like, that's the best time to do pure faction in my opinion. And you get to start from level 20, so if you already went too far in this faction, it doesn't matter because you get to start over anyway. That's how you do pure faction. 100%. The easiest way to do it. And they may make it easier in the future. There may be a different way to do it in the future. But at this point in time, This is the best way to do it. Gems of War changes a lot, so something I said in part 1 of this delve guide may not even be true anymore. I mean, it is, mostly is. Like I used to say, the Warrens was the best delve to farm. That's not even true anymore. It's probably top 5, top 4, but it's not even the best anymore. This guy drains mana. Let's drain. Nope, let's not. Let's just kill him. Oh wow, 1 HP. Sweet. Any skulls? Alright, let's kill him. Dang, come on, baby dragon. What are you doing? Alright. Yeah, we can probably kill him with this guy, maybe? Yep. Okay, cool. But yeah, that's how you do Purifaction, and it's like totally at the end of the game. You have plenty of time to prepare for it. You're gonna need plenty of time to prepare for it. If you want to get leaderboard on whatever event it is, don't pick that as your Purifaction, because you're not gonna get leaderboard, because you're gonna rush straight through. You don't want to hit every room when you're doing Purifaction. You're just doing it simply for the renown, not for the leaderboard. So I was kind of wanting to go for leaderboard because I spent all those gems, and I might do it after this video. Like I don't know how far I'm gonna go with this Purifaction, but if you're strictly going for Purifaction for renown, then don't worry about getting on the scoreboard or on the leaderboard, because you're just gonna want to rush straight through. You're not gonna want to hit every single room, because you're wanting to get as much renown as possible. I mean, if you have all night and all day, I understand. I might do that as well off video here. I might start hitting every room once I'm done with this video. But the fastest way is to just rush straight to the boss with your Purifaction team, with all your potions, with all your stats, from your horde level, from your kingdom level, from whatever. Just make it as easy on yourself as possible. Do it during an event so you can start at level 20. Upgrade your horde level as high as you can, up to like 200, whatever you can do. It's going to cost a ton, but whatever you can do to get more stats. Just whatever you can do to get as many stats as possible. Get all the potions you can afford to buy. Send your troops as high as you can. And that's the best way to do it, because otherwise you're gonna not have potions, and you're gonna have to like do it at whatever level you're on. You don't get to start back at 20, and you only get to do 3 a day. Here you can go pretty much as far as you can afford to go, all in one day or one weekend. Like I got the whole weekend to do this, so I can go as far as I want pretty much. But that's basically it. It's just a bunch of leveling, basically. Getting stats. Grinding. You gotta grind until your stats are high enough to make Purifaction not as hard. And are there some factions that are easier than others to do Purifaction in? Yeah, there are. Like, I think Crypt Keeper, is it? Where there's that Lady Marana troop. She, like, does an instant kill. So if you put a bunch of her on your team, and, like, I don't know if you put 4, but you might, like, put 3 or 2 or whatever, and she has, like, a 20% chance to kill whenever she does a certain thing. Like, there are factions that are easier to do Purifaction in, but overall it's the hardest thing to do in the game, so it's easier. It's one of the easier out of the hardest thing in the game, you know what I'm saying? It's one of the easier things to do out of, like, the hardest thing to do in the game. Is there a bunch of red gems? Nah, but there's not a bunch of mana. Let's just do this. Pressure to... whatever. There we go. Hunter's Mark. So everybody else is fairy fired, so I can do... Man, I need red mana. Should've just did the other one. Oh well, we're good. Oops, I did the wrong thing. Oh well. Getting flustered here with my reiteration, but I just feel like that helps teach and helps drill it into your head when I say it over and over. And there's only so much to say, really. And I don't want to make the video too long, so we'll probably stop after this delve, but I'm just going to keep going and going and going. I might start doing every single room, but I would recommend if you're just purely going for renown, for your pure faction renown, just head straight to the boss. But since I spent so many gems and so much gold to do this, I might hit every room just for fun. Cool, turned me into a frog. Now I'm going to be a frog for the whole time. I wonder if that still counts as pure faction. Huh. That's interesting. I didn't think about that. He turned me into a frog, so I'm not that troop anymore. Huh. I've never, I don't, this is like the first time I've done pure faction, pretty much. Other than, like, dabbling in it. Like, legitimately trying, and I don't know what it means when they transform you. Does that still count as pure faction or not? I didn't decide to be that, so I'm sure it's okay, but who knows? That's gonna suck. I guess we'll see. I'll finish this one up and that'll be it. So let's reiterate one more time. Why do you do pure faction? To get more renown. Once you are capped out on your horde level and you're up to like level 500 delve and you didn't die, once you're capped out on renown, that's the only thing you can do to get more renown, is to do pure faction. When do you do pure faction? You do pure faction after you grinded up all your troops from that faction to fully ascended, fully traded, or as close as you can get. You got as many stats as you can. You got your horde level up really high. You have enough gems to buy all the potions in the event, and you wait for the event to come. You buy all the potions. You also level up your associated kingdom to that faction's kingdom level to get that plus 25 for the faction. Basically, whatever you can do to get as many stats as possible with fully ascended troops from that faction and only from that faction. Wait for the event to come around. That way you can start at level 20 and use as many potions as you can afford. Pretty much pay to win, sorry to say. That's the best time to do it, because otherwise you're going to be at a disadvantage. Otherwise you're not going to have potions. Otherwise, your level's probably going to be higher than 20. You know? So this is the best time to do it. I'm not even paying attention, so if I'm sucking right now and choosing unwisely, just because I'm talking, my voice keeps going, I keep coughing right in your ear, that's wonderful. Excuse me, so sorry. Let's get this last little bit of renown. Yeah, and then just rush to the boss. Don't worry about the leaderboard. You're just hopefully just doing this for renown, for pure faction. So if you're trying to go for the leaderboard, you don't want to do pure faction at the same time, because you're gonna want to hit every room if you're going for leaderboard. So just make sure to head straight to the boss. You get it done quicker. Alright, Sinny, let's get this done. Blue and purple? Do we even need those colors? No. That was a terrible match. Red, green. I'm not even paying attention. I'm such a blabbermouth. Brown, I guess. I don't know. I'm just discombobulated. I'm wondering if I'm gonna even get the pure faction thing, because my troop got transformed. I know that's like, people are probably like, duh, no you don't. Duh. But I'm just curious how that works. I don't even know how I'll be able to tell. I think I'm supposed to get like 40 renown here, because I'm getting renown for everything. 30 renown. Huh. So what level was that? That was level 40, so let's go check it out. I'll show you, then you can collect your rewards, blah blah blah. So let's go out and check it out. Wild Court, faction info. This is where you see best delve using the faction's team. It says 40. Okay, so it doesn't matter. We're on 50. It doesn't matter if you get transformed. I was just curious. So that's what I'm gonna do for the rest of the weekend here. Get my pure faction up as high as I can. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I might see how the leaderboard looks. But if you're just going strictly for renown, pure faction renown, because you're capped out on everything else, then don't worry about the leaderboard. Just go straight to the boss. And whatever faction you do it in, I'm not telling you to do it in Wild Court. It just happens to be the first day this faction is out. And man, my renown jumped up pretty quick, 650, just from my horde level and quality in pure faction. So, but yeah, that's how you get pure faction renown. That's how you get points towards your pure faction. So I'll say it one more time, okay? Sorry for the reiteration. Just get your stats as high as you can. Get your horde level up as high as you can. To get your stats as high as you can. Fully ascend all the troops from whatever faction you're trying to do pure faction in. Not saying this is the easiest one. Crypt is probably the easiest one, but anyway, just get your stats as high as you can by all means. Your kingdom level from the associated kingdom, your horde level, get your troops fully ascended, fully traded, and be ready to use just that faction's troops. Then wait for an event to come around so you can start back at level 20 and not whatever level you're on, and purchase as many potions as you can so you get that bonus as well. So you have tons of potions, you got tons of stats, you're starting at level 20, your troops are fully ascended, fully traded, you're ready to go for pure faction. And this is the last thing you should do in Delves, one of the last things you should do in the game, but that is how you do it. So that's it for the Delve guide. I may do more stuff on Delves, but for this playlist I'll probably put together on these 5 videos I did. First one being farming, second one being horde level and quality, third one's high level Delves I think, fourth is events, and this is the 5th one, how to do pure faction in Delves. So hopefully you got something from this. Just pick a faction, go all in on it, get all those stats, all those ascensions, wait for that event to come around, buy as many potions as you can, save up those gems and shards and treasures and gold and all that, because you're going to need a lot of all of it, and pick one and go all in and see how high you can get doing pure faction to get all that extra renown after you're capped out on everything else you can do to get renown. That's when you do pure faction. And then you can get multiple copies of the pet, start getting the pet ascended and all that. So that's how you do it. Start doing that one by one on each faction. It's going to take a while, and very high level, very end of the game type stuff. So please like, share, subscribe. Comment below if you have any video suggestions, or just want to talk about Gems of War. You know I'm pretty much always respond. So let's talk about it, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.